Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining me today. It's Allan Barry Laboucan with the Rocks and Stocks News Show. I got a little bit of an undiscovered gem here in Quimbaya to talk to you guys about, and why I'm really excited about Quimbaya's prospect is there's been a lot of success in Colombia with Aris Mining and also with collective mining. They've been just rocket ships of success for their shareholders. And as I've said to my audience before, the best place to look for a free cash flow machine of a mine is right beside a free cash flow machine of a mine. And what really gives me the most confidence about Kimbaya is the fact that Aris Mining's big success is their Segovia mine, and they're mining off of vein structures. And those vein structures go right through Kimbaya's ground. And also, what led to the success of Aris at Segovia is the artisanal miners, those local miners, did a lot of the preparatory work that led to their success. And the same thing has happened on the project right beside, which is a big project owned by Kimbaya. So I'm really happy to have Alexandre on. He's the CEO of the company, and Ricardo, who is one of the leaders of the exploration team. And I really am excited to talk to them because I don't think that their exploration story is really well understood. And that's what I want to try to accomplish today. Alex and Ricardo, thank you very much for joining me today.
Thank you very much for the invitation.
Thank you, Alan.
And Alexandre,
It's a
before
great
we
pleasure to be here.
thank you. Before we get into the exploration story, you recently did a private placement that brought a significant amount of money into the treasury, but you actually have not need to spend a lot of that money in your upcoming drill program, which should start anytime soon, because you've done this interesting deal with a driller there in Colombia. So tell us about that before we dig deeper into the exploration story.
Yes, definitively, because at the end, this work, it's about the exploration and the result, but it's also about the partners and the investors, the quality of the people and the quality, the smart money, I call it. First of all, if you want to know if you have a good project, you go see the big guys and you ask them for a check. Or if they call you first to put a check, you know you have something. So that's a very, very good strategic partnership. The $4 million is coming from a group of people, I will say, couple of guys well known from the market and also well known to have success in the past. Me, I like people that they had success in the past.
Specifically in
Like Ricardo
Colombia.
is with us.
Specifically in
Yes.
Colombia, correct?
Specifically in Colombia, I will say that Serafino Iacono, he built Grand Colombia Gold. He sold it to Aris Mining, that it's our neighbor. I think he's seeing the same, like you're saying, the same geology is there. And it's not like he's a guy who never did it. He built it for 8 years, I think, from 0 to 6 million ounces and a production over 200,000 ounces yearly. He did it from scratch, a project that was stopped. And also he did a lot of acquisition. And his group, they did invest $4 million. And I'm very happy because, like I'm saying, it's smart money. They are not
And they
guys
approached
that they are
you,
looking
right?
to flip their.
They approached you. You didn't need to go
I
knocking on their.
I say it's a mix of both because I would say for me, it's a big honor that I had the chance to talk with these guys and they had an investor. So I would think that the period that they only approached me, I would say we have conversation and it opened, but I would say definitively uh, they did put money because they know it's good. So that's one thing, very important. The
Well,
second thing, it's the
go
drilling
ahead.
company. Yeah, the drilling company, it's like a strategic investor too. That's the way we have to see it, because at the end, it's a well-known with big credibility company in Colombia, more than 40 years in business, and they drill for shares. So basically, it's like they're doing a private placement, and they're gonna drill 4,000 meters. So we have all these partners, strategic investor with us. And what I like with that, it's they know that if we don't outperform, we're not gonna make money and we will lose. And they don't like to lose their money. I always say, if you want to see if a stock gonna perform or not, look at the capital structure and the shareholders, because their motivation is not to get paid a salary. It's to make money with the shares. It's very different.
And when it comes to the share structure, you guys don't have very much stock out, and your insiders own a very large portion of that, correct? Oh, we got Alexandre did a little bit of
Yeah, I will say with,
there he goes.
let's say, the insiders. Yeah. So I
Well,
will say
oh,
that
there you go.
with the insiders, the founders, the management, the directors, Independence Drilling, and the new strategic investor, I will say that we're I think over 70% insiders, not insiders, but 70% of strategic partners.
And 70% of how many shares?
58 million.
How many? 58? I think that's correct, right, Ricardo? 58 million?
58 million.
Wow,
That is
excellent.
correct.
And before I get into Ricardo, you said that that drilling company has been drilling in Colombia for 40 years. Is it unusual for them to do drilling for shares?
Very unusual. It's the first time they are doing it.
Wow. There is a good sign because they want the stock and they're willing to do the drilling. So there you go, folks. Not only is the management aligned with shareholders and and one of the the biggest mining success investor and developer in Colombia is aligned with the shareholders. The actual drilling company is aligned with the shareholders. So that's great stuff. And I think the chat we're going to have now with Ricardo will make you understand why these groups want to be aligned with the shareholders. Ricardo, we've had a conversation offline in the past. Really enjoyed doing that with you. You have the ability to share your screen. Let's start out with the big picture, the look at things from 35,000 feet, I think is the saying, and then we'll get into the project more directly.
Yeah, I can do that. Let me share the.
I noticed when I was introducing you, Ricardo, you liked the set when I said the best place to look for a free cash flow machine of a mine is right beside a free cash flow machine of a mine.
I thought this is very important project because this is this is a really brownfield exploration. It's not a greenfield exploration because we are uh, uh, outside of the gold district. No, it's a very old district in Colombia,
Right.
and we are the neighbor. That is very important. It's close of the Aris Mining operation. Okay, this is a big picture. This is our project here that we are in Segovia. We are at northeast of Segovia. That
So,
is very
folks,
good.
you can see in that orange color where his pointer is right now, that's the Segovia project that's led to Aris Mining being a huge success. I should have had it on my report because I started following it when it was about a dollar a share, and I think it's close to $10 a share. But sometimes timing doesn't work out perfectly. But there you can see that land package of Aris Mining. There's Segovia in orange, and green right beside it is the Tahami project owned by Quimbaya.
Yeah, we are very good located because all of the main coarse vein corridor goes to the northeast, and we are at northeast of the operation, and we are also at north and east, and we have a very good location here. And I have another slides that you can see a detail of that.
So just from okay, that's great. So folks, from a big picture perspective, the reason you want to go where there's a big success is because of if you have the same geology right next door. There's a lot of what you call area plays that it's just sort of moose pasture, is our Canadian term for it. But as you can see, on that gray area, that is the ground that's owned by Aris, where they're mining right now. And you see those red hatched lines on the green. That's the extension of that network of veins that is cutting right through the Tahami project of Quimbaya. And what led to a lot of the success at Aris was there was a significant amount of local miners that mined, and they kind of expose, they do a lot of the groundwork for a company. And that's how Eris kind of became its big success. And so the same story is happening on Kimbaya's ground right next door as what from a geological perspective as what's happened at Segovia.
Exactly. And in the other way that we have a lot of artisanal miners uh, taking a gold in pleasure inside of our tenement. That is very important because we know that the gold comes from our area, no? The hill is inside in the middle of the tenement, and the drain outside of the tenement. And we know that we have a goal in this place, and we can see the grabs with quartz veins. We can see the evidence in surface with alteration, with this mineralized corridor. We have all evidence in surface, and we are very happy to do that. That was is done. No, we finished the exploration campaign in surface. We received the all geochemical results. We have LiDAR, interpretation, structural, and now we are ready to start the drill. That is very good. We are very happy with that.
And Ricardo, some of the best sample, first of all, that's an epithermal vein cluster, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
Okay, and so I would point you to my audience to that hatched red line that starts at the very southern portion of the claim and cuts right across. What's the scale here? What's a scale bar? Oh, okay, so that's about 2 kilometers of vein that starts at the southern end, right beside Segovia's ground, and continues for 2 kilometers. And Ricardo, if my memory serves me correct, some of your best sample results came from that southern portion there,
Yeah,
that particular vein.
the better sample returned 11.3 grams per ton of gold and 23 grams per ton of silver. That is very encouraging. We are very happy with that. And also we have results in panel rock of 1.4 grams per ton of gold and 6 grams per ton of silver. That is very good. And
Well, I would add, folks, that in an epithermal vein, there is what's called zonation. Okay, and what that means is that you'll have a breccia unit. So this is where the quartz vein comes up into the country rock and it mixes up with that country rock, and that's what you call a breccia unit. And then below that is what is called the boiling zone. Okay? And sometimes in these epithermal veins, you're only going to get like a quarter of a gram or so at the surface because you've got this mixing of the country rock and the quartz. So when you get these high grades at the surface sitting right above an epithermal vein, it is suggesting that the boiling zone is not very much deeper. Did I get that right, Ricardo?
exactly, exactly. We are very good positioned here, and we have a shallow zone in the center of the tenement. We trust that we have the main veins very close to the surface, and they are deep into the southeast. And it's not just 2 kilometers in corridor to the northeast. We also have the direction of the veins deep into the southeast and northeast, and that is very good because we have a high potential also in the east of the tenement around another 2 kilometers. No?
Now, another important thing to understand, folks, about these epithermal vein systems is that the veins are found in clusters. And as you can see, the cluster on Segovia continues right throughout the Tahami project. But here's another interesting thing. A lot of times in epithermal vein clusters, there can be what are called blind veins, okay? And what these are veins that don't make their way all the way to the surface. And I've known of projects, in fact, I drilled one myself in Mexico, where we were drilling for one vein and we actually found about 20 blind veins. So it's not just what you can see at the surface that's important, but the potential for what's underground. And why that is so important is where I was working on this project, running the drill program in Mexico, about 6,000 meters away was what is called the Milagros mine. And they were mining two veins that came right to surface. And one of the major Mexican companies, they cut a portal to connect underground the two veins. When they cut that portal, they found a blind vein. And if you use today's dollar value, that vein would be worth $60,000 per ton. That's how important blind veins can be. And the same thing happened for mag silver, which has been one of the huge successes in Mexico. They're about to be bought out, actually. And so they were near the town of Fresnillo, Mexico, which is one of the great mining jurisdictions of all of Mexico. 10% of the silver that's ever come from the world has come from the state of Zacatecas, where Fresnillo has been mining for 500 years. So they built the town of Fresnillo on top of the veins. and they're a cluster of veins that were about 2,000 meters by 2,000 meters. And there was like 20 veins in there. And so that's what made Fresnillo PLC the big success that they are. And then they went a little further away from that and they found a whole new cluster. So that meant that the entire cluster continued about 4,000 meters away. And then Mag Silver postulated that that cluster continued on to their ground. And that's where they found two blind veins that has made up that Juanicipio mine. So I'm sorry I interrupted you there for so long, Ricardo, but the potential for blind veins is excellent here, and those can be really important as well. Sorry for my long story there, Ricardo.
No, thank you very much. This match very well that we are finding here, because it's not just the interpretation and the work doing on in surface, following the main structure. It's also make the analysis of the geochemical, the interpretation of geochemical, because we are looking the ore shoots. The ore shoot is not just look the veins, because the veins could be have a low grade, the middle of the horseshoes. But we are very interested in take the horseshoes, in drill the horseshoes, and where there are more prospectivity in terms of the gold and silver, no? And this is that what we are doing right now. And with the geochem, we was possible to do and interpret the previous anomalies that we were talking in the
So,
past.
Ricardo, those hot and cold colors, those are representative of surface sampling, so geochemical.
Yeah, look,
Okay.
this color map is related with two different data. The first one is the soil sampling, auger soil sampling, taking the B horizon in the middle of the tenement, and for the south is the MMI soil sampling. And you know that this is for representing, but you know that the MMI soils return values in ppb, and you need to be careful because it's very low. It's necessary to make the digest of that. And in the
So,
upper part,
folks, here another thing to understand about epithermal veins is not only can they pinch and swell at depth, okay, they can also go like this, sort of like waves along strike, okay? So,
yeah,
and so you could be sampling like at the southern end there, you see the warm colors there, and then you get into the blue, and then it goes back up again. So that could be the phenomenon of almost like waves of the vein.
exactly. And if you look, we are very interested in could the orchids that we are interpreting here, here in the middle, the north, and this is just for gold. And I have we have all the elements for silver, lead, arsenic, copper also. And
Okay.
that's represented very well what happened with the anomalies. It's just no a goal. It's we have a very strong interpretation right now with soil sampling around of 163 in other soils, 219 in MMI, and also channel rock samples, panel rock samples. We have around of 500 samples
Wow.
without controls. Yeah,
And
and
so, folks, why that in the base metals are interesting is because in the geological model of an epithermal vein system, those veins come off of a porphyry. Okay. And so porphyries will have these base metals that Ricardo is talking about. So that's very interesting, Ricardo. You might find the maybe the whole system originated on your property that is affecting the everything in the area.
Absolutely. Firstly, our first target is to terminate the continuation of the coarse vein gold system. And also we are looking the some areas with disseminate mineralization, and this could be the source of the mineralization, no? And that is a very, very interesting project. Here is that we were talking about different kind of soil sampling. You can look very well here.
This is
Uh,
MMI or auger.
this is MMI in the right, because it's the portion that we did here. And this is for auger sampling,
Okay,
because we just repeat some sampling to be sure that the analysis is just look for check, no? Second
right.
check. And, and,
Well,
and, and
I will add something here as well, Ricardo. Folks, you can tell a lot. Like every company says, we got a great team. Okay. But actions speak louder than words. And what Ricardo is explaining here is they are doing this exactly the way you want. That tells you a lot about the team. They're doing it in a very methodical way, and that's how you use your drilling wisely. Your drill money, or you do it wisely to increase your chances of success when you start drilling. Good on you guys, Ricardo.
Exactly. Thank you very much. We have a very controlling surface in terms of the waypoints for determining what happened in surface with alteration, the lithology, and everything. We have around 600 points, and we have a very good cover to understand better where we are, no, and what is the next step. And this is just our first drilling program is for with 7 paths, but we are thinking another in other, no? It depends for
So
the results.
those red dots that say TDH
Yeah,
006 00321, those are the drill pad locations, correct?
yeah, I have this one here. Can Yeah, this is our program.
Okay.
It's 11 drill holes and spread in 7 paths. Because the idea is to drill some with different angles in the same path, uh, and go to the south to north in the better results, and wait the size, and return again. No, look, go for the north, drill, thinking, make a model, and return and drill again. This is the reason that we have another path. Maybe last one
And
is to determine it.
Ricardo, from my experience, how I found blind veins was we would drill through a vein. And the drillers would call me and say, should I keep going? And I said, well, yeah, extend it for another 50 meters and see what you see. And then they would call me back and say, well, we're seeing alteration. And I said, keep going because, that is how you can find blind veins. And I'm guessing that will be some of your strategy as well, Ricardo?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, this is an undrilling project, and we are a neighbor of the most knowledge gold district in Colombia, no?
Right?
And yeah, and we have a lot of expectation. We are very excited because this is a very good location for brownfield exploration. And we have
Amazing,
all the
actually.
opportunities here. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And yeah, the other elements just confirm the same thing as silver, confirm the same areas to drill, and mostly related with veins.
Okay.
Also arsenic.
Sonic drilling?
arsenic. Yeah, the
Okay.
arsenic is very good for conventional soil samplings. For MMI was very low. And for copper, yeah, match very well. Match very well in the south. Match very well here in the middle. We return 2.4 grams per ton of gold here. And also for molybdenite in the north. And we have a 70 ppm of molybdenite in the north. That is
Whoa.
most
That's
related for,
another indicator for porphyry.
yeah, for disseminate.
Yeah.
But this
Okay.
could be for the next move, no?
Okay. Got it.
And lead is very good. Just confirm targets. Uh, here looks very well here in the north, and also for zinc. Look, the zinc looks. You can look very well this corridor, no? And
Wow.
also this one. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
Because zinc
absolutely.
often comes with silver,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
also, you also, yeah, work very well for silver also, and lead normally, you know that the veins come with lead and zinc, no?
Right.
Normally, it's very they are partners, come together, and
Yep.
also we made an ratios of silver and gold, and looks very well because normally, you told us before, silver is more related in the halos, more in the halo zone, no? And we
Right.
have a radio is increasing in the southeast. It's very similar to Aris Mining. If you
So
look
what
the
when Ricardo said halos there, as you get further away, again, this is talking about zonation, okay? And so as you get further away, you're going to see different metals than as you get closer to the heat engine, if you will.
look,
And so that's why that's important, folks.
yeah, and this is very similar to the happening in Ari, no? Because they have under around of 6 to 10 grams per ton of silver. In Silencio, they have 15 to 20 Sandra K. But here in the southeast, they have 100 of
Whoa.
grams per ton of silver, and you can look very well this zonation, no? And this
Okay.
is exactly that we are looking for in our tenement, no? It's very similar. It's
Yeah,
part of the same project.
and I don't know if it's Iris Segovia or Siggin. I have but they build a flotation for the zinc and lead concentrate. So
Oh,
it means
interesting.
that they're making money with it.
Nice.
Yeah,
Also,
yeah,
what I can add here, if we talk a little about business, you know the little triangle on the map, Ricardo, the map that
the
you
previous
have.
one.
Yeah, this one. So we have Aris as neighbor, but we also have Sun Valley as neighbor. And for people that they don't know Sun Valley, it's a significant entity in Colombia, very strong. They are buying Mineros right now. Mineros, the market cap, it's around 700 million market cap, and they are buying, they put it private. Uh, so just to say that there is Aris Mining, there is Sun Valley, so there is other players. So everybody is around there. So that's a good thing. And I would say, to be very straight to the point, definitively, Quimbaya is the cheapest one for the moment.
Well, you're talking about a $700 million company, and I don't even remember what the valuation of Eris is these days. I think they're over a
Aris,
billion.
it's 1.8 billion.
There you
Okay.
go.
But remember something, Aris Mining, their only cash cow, it's Segovia. The two other projects that they have in Colombia, one is Marmato, and Marmato, they're at 20,000 ounces yearly. They are looking to go at 300,000 ounces yearly, just Marmato. Segovia, they are at 200 something, 200 plus thousand ounces yearly of production of gold. They are looking to, they just finalized, announced their expansion of mill. They're gonna go to 300,000 ounces. And
Wow.
they still have Soto Norte. It's a 10 million plus ounces in permitting. That stock, Aris Mining, won't stay there if they deliver everything that they think
Right.
uh, on the
But
production.
as it is now, their cash cow is that
It's
project right
Segovia.
beside
That's
you.
it. That's all.
Okay. Wow.
So that's the part very interesting because also that's another rules in the business. When your neighbor taking a lot of value, it's always helping you to go up.
Right, right, right. Yeah. Well, I don't even think a lot of people, Alexandre, I don't even think they really understand how impressive your land package is and what's going through your land package. Like, what's your valuation? $28 million Canadian?
Something like that. And another thing I can tell you, Alan, collective mining, okay?
Yes.
Collective, it's a 1.1 to 1.3 billion market cap. They have done an amazing job. But if you look, when they signed the deal, they had an option. It was 15 million in payments. They had to make at least 10 millions in exploration, and they have another payment if they go in production. It means that Quimbaya Gold, only your market cap, it's the price of the option for 4,000 hectares of collective. But
Wow.
us, it's we don't have any debt. It's all pay. It's 100% to, and it's not 4,000 hectares, it's 60,000 hectares in
Holy.
Colombia, in Antioquia. So just to build a portfolio like that, it will cost our market cap in a hot and tough market.
Right.
Eh, Easy market, let's say, not tough market, but in a market that is hot, like right now in Colombia. Come to Colombia, try to buy asset right now. It's not the same thing as 3 years ago.
Okay. And how did you get these projects, Alexandre? Did you guys stake them?
Two ways. One thing is we stake them, but the second thing is we bought them. We
Okay.
bought them from vendors.
So you guys own 100% now.
Yeah,
Awesome. Okay, good. Thank you for those pointers there, Alexandre. Good stuff.
pleasure. So Ricardo, I let you continue with Alan about the geology.
Okay. Do you want to know more about for I don't
Well,
know, technical detail? I don't know.
okay, so you've done the analysis of the structures on your property. You've done very thorough surface sampling. You also did some LiDAR surveys, and I think there's some more you can tell us about the local miners' activities as well. Why don't you tell us a little bit about those topics, Ricardo?
Okay, now we have a very active and artisanal miners working in La Cianurada Creek and San Nicolas Creek. That is, those creeks go around of us, and that comes from the Aris Mining operation. That is very good because they are producing and feeding the alluvial gold deposit, no, around us. But also there are artisanal miners inside washing the recent alluvial deposits that come from our tenement. But that is all that we have. Small spots of underground miners, but not much really. They are more interested in the easy gold, no? That is just washing and taking the gold. That is the gold
And
is
that's an interesting thing about Segovia is Aris is working with them to do it better. And I think you guys will have a similar philosophy or business plan, if you will.
Yeah, yeah. Like Ricardo is saying, the majority, when we're talking about the title that we will drill, it's the majority are alluvial. We have a little underground, but not so much. On the other side, uh, on other asset of our, we have underground miners and historical mines. We have signed a joint venture with Denarius Metal. The most important things about Denarius Metal, it's their team. So Serafino Iacono with his team built Grand Columbia Gold, our neighbor, Aris Mining. They think they can do or they can help to do the same, not only with the exploration but by formalizing artisanal miners. What is it's very simple. Artisanal miners, we call them artisanal miners, but I feel that they are. I feel that the name it's little low for artisanal miners because these guys they can do they produce for more than 100,000 ounces plus for Aris Mining.
Wow.
Uh, and it's good for the community because formalization, legalization brings a standard on the environmental side, security. So it's a very nice model. It's helping everyone, and us, we're gonna do it. I don't have a lot of details about the numbers that we think that can bring, but definitively it will be a little or a middle cash flow for Quimbaya for little juniors, and also it's gonna, let's say, fertilize our relation with the community and the distribution of let's say the
Well,
riches.
that's been really important for Eris.
Yeah,
And I'm glad to hear you following the same game plan, if you will, Alexandre.
yeah. Like we say, we don't change a recipe that is working.
Excellent. Uh, Go ahead, Ricardo. You were going to show us some more stuff.
Yeah, what we are doing right now, that is very important. Now, right now we are doing the detailed cartography in some another target that we made interpretation with the last results because we are complete right now with the entire result for soil sampling and rocks, and we are doing another cartography, and also we start with the access and paths. That is very, very good news. Because now, at the moment, we are preparing the first paths, the first three paths, to start the drilling. We have all in the facilities ready.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
yeah, we have the recirculation system, the lodging, the office.
Corsac, everything. You're ready to
Course, yeah,
roll.
yeah, we're ready, really, and we hope that.
Again, folks, I would say, okay, actions speak louder than words. Everybody says they got a great team, but as you can see here, these guys are hitting the ground running. They're doing everything exactly the way you want to see this done, from the surface sampling to the preparation for the drilling. Everything is being done at a high standard.
And also, look, we are a team with like the technology, no, and we will use a quality technology, the gyroscope to take the measure inside the hole to know what is the real azimuth and deep. We will use a rig aligner to determine the right azimuth and inclination of the machine, and also we will use the color interior, no? And that is very good because now we don't know what is the real strike in azimuth and deep or and deep the veins. And with that, we will
You
know and
know,
we will be sure.
I'm gonna interrupt again, Ricardo. I'm sorry because you keep getting me really excited about the work you're doing. But one of the big success stories here that I know a lot about because I was involved with it was the Great Bear discovery. All right. They were just a shell when I was working for them, and my good friend Bob Singh was looking for work, and he called me up because we had worked together for like a decade. And I said to him, Bob, you need to come to work with Great Bear. And what we need to do is we need you to go to see Perry English, and who is the prospector in the area, famous in Red Lake. And I said, look at all his best projects, and we need to put his best project into Great Bear. I subsequently left, and then they did do all of that. And one of the things about Bob Singh was he used oriented drill core. There was like 100,000 meters of drilling on their property, and Bob looked at the locations of where the holes were. He looked at the orientation of the drill holes, and he found that some of the data from the historical work was not accurate. They weren't drilling in the maps that they had generated, they weren't accurate. And so part of the big success for Great Bear was doing the kind of work that you're talking about right there, using a gyroscope, using a core orienter, knowing which direction precisely the drill core is going in, and then assessing that if it's deviating from its drilling. This is all, again, folks, this is all by the book. This is leading edge ways to do exploration. And I love seeing all this, Ricardo. It's not the kind of stuff that's going to move the market, but it's the kind of stuff that could lead to the results that move the market. So, again, another big two thumbs up for the way you're going about doing it all.
Thank you very much, Alan, for your, yeah.
And Ricardo, Alan, you know what I like with Ricardo? He's telling me, Alex, the most important is not only to explore, it's to make a discovery. So sometimes you invest more, you do the job better, and at the end, the main goal, it's not because we can explore all Colombia if we want. The main goal is not only to explore, it's to make a discovery and make a project viable for the future. So I really like that philosophy with Ricardo. He's 10 times in advance.
Well, I can tell you from what I'm seeing, he's doing exactly what he's telling you you should do, Alexandre. So
Yeah,
keep listening to Ricardo.
of course.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we are ready to start this new history, and we have a very truth that we will take a very important discovery here because we have all elements, all layers of information can say, okay, look this area and look what is the better stones to drill, and we have all evidence in surface, geochem, and structural interpretation, all to try to determine where is the offshoot or the offshoots, no? And this is the most important because at the end of the day, you need the gold and silver results. You need recovery that, and with that you can go for the other part. And yeah, we have a lot of tenements, 50,000 hectares
Yeah,
in
15,000 hectares.
in application and 17,000 hectares in tenements. And we are looking the next one. What is the most interesting in terms of the geology, localization, all for keep moving, no? It's just
Well,
keep moving.
I certainly think you're going to have success at Tahami. Like you said, there's just all the evidence is there to make a discovery. And you guys are getting really close to drilling, which gets me excited because I love telling my audience about a project like this that I don't think is well understood, folks. Just how impressive this project is. And I also had the good fortune of meeting with Ricardo on a meeting offline before, and I was super impressed with him then, and I'm even more impressed since then, which was about a month and a half ago. You've done a lot of great work in the last month and a half alone, Ricardo. You and your
Yeah,
team.
it's a lot of work. Yeah, it's a lot of work. We have a very good team with a lot of experience in different kinds of deposit along of Colombia. We have a fifth geologist in the team with a lot of experience. We are very strong. We have Alexander that is very exciting guys for looking money, no? That is very
Wow.
good.
Well, I think some of my audience is going to pick up on that too because folks, I love exploration. That's my thing. At the end of the day, I've been doing exploration for 32 years. And during that time, I've had wonderful mentors. My mentor in geophysics, for example, he was the world exploration manager for Anglo, one of the
Mm,
world's largest mining companies. He was the world exploration manager. I've had great mentors in geology, geophysics, and geology as well. And I've seen during my career that people like that, they do things in a certain way. They set the foundation for success. And I can say without a shadow of a doubt that's what Ricardo and his team are doing here, and Alexandre and his the whole team at Quimbaya is setting the foundation for success. And I'll get back to what I said at the beginning of the show. The best place to look for a free cash flow machine of a mine is right next door to them. But to do
mm.
have success, you then got to set the groundwork. You got to set the foundation. And you've set the foundation from a corporate sense as well as on the ground. And I'm tremendously excited about Kambaya.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
thank you very much, Alan. And like you said, it's all about the people. Uh, it's been a long road to be prepared and ready for that step of the business, that phase. We're all excited about drilling, and I mean, I'm the one who will have loved to drill before. I mean, I have a good percentage of the company, but with Ricardo and our team, we're doing all the step well done to prepare the success, like you're saying. And I think it's just the beginning. We don't know the future, but we have a 100,000 meters contract with Independence. That campaign, it's 4,000 meters. So we have
To start,
yeah,
right? Yeah.
to start exactly that campaign. And so we have a lot of work to do. We love what we do. And when we have success or we have good result, it's always more fun.
Well, I can tell you, I've never, like a lot of people talk about management being aligned with shareholders and big shareholders being aligned with the small shareholders, but to have the driller aligned with the shareholders, that's amazing. Like, and it just goes to show you the quality of the project. Folks, this doesn't happen by accident. Serafino Iannoco, he doesn't come on to a project because it's a moose pasture. He knows what he's doing. And he brought him and his friends into the deal. And yeah, it's perfectly located to make discoveries. And Ricardo and his team are doing a perfect job to make those discoveries. And I have a high confidence level that you guys will have success with you, a lot of success with your drilling. It just ticks all the boxes, Ricardo. All the evidence is there.
Oh, I don't know. We can't look everything, Alexandre.
Yeah, no, all the boxes are there, and I mean, we're very motivated. We will start, like you said, Ricardo, the drill pads construction. It's already in camino in Espanol, like on the way, and we should start drilling over the next few days. So
Oh,
maybe
wow.
it's the last time. Maybe it's the last time that we can accumulate stock at this price. We'll see.
There you go. Well, I'm really glad that we did this interview, Alexandre and Ricardo, because I love to get my audience aware of a project early and then follow it as it evolves. And
Yeah.
I think that this is just the start of what's going to evolve.
Yeah, us, we're not gonna stop, huh? Ricardo and the team and me, we are all aligned. We're looking to become a successful and important entity in the sector of gold and let's say mining exploration in Colombia. We have people that they are very strong in Colombia. They did it before. So we're not gonna stop. It's the fun is starting now. It was hard years, but now it's the good years are coming.
Now the truth machine gets to work.
Exactly.
The drilling, the truth machine. Hey,
Yeah.
Ricardo?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, we are waiting the rig this weekend, and we will be very happy to take the rig to look and start putting everything around the platform, no? And yeah, that is that we hope for the next week. Absolutely. We we, we, we,
Awesome.
we are waiting for the next week to have the first medals.
Awesome.
Um, yeah, we are
Well,
ready.
okay. Well, I think that's a great point to end this on because I want to get this out to my audience, Alexandre.
Let's do it. And Alan, thank you very much for having us. It's always a pleasure to talk with someone who understand and can communicate to the people the, let's say, more complicated details. Because for people that they're not geologists, it's not always simple to understand all that. So thank you very much for what you're doing.
Well, that's one thing my mentors taught me. That's another thing that I've always found in any endeavor I've done throughout my time in the world is that, people that are really talented, they are able to explain things in a way that everybody can understand, or as much as possible, right? And so that's always what I've endeavored to do with my reports. And yeah, I try to do that. And thank you for recognizing it, Alexandre.
Yes, it's impressive, but it's a pleasure. Alan, thank you very much, and looking forward to have a new interview with some cores and video and pictures and results, positive result.
And we say gracias a Dios here in
Sí, gracias a
Mexico.
Dios.
Thank you very much, Alan, for your invitation. We are very happy here with you.
Thank you. I enjoyed it very much, Ricardo. I look for these things where people, everybody has a great team, apparently. But actions speak louder than words. And Ricardo, I really am impressed with the work that your team is doing. And with the grace of God, maybe we'll see some great stuff in the not too distant future once that truth machine gets to work. But again, Ricardo, I'm really impressed with the way you're doing everything.
Thank you very much for your work. That's just the beginning. We hope to have a lot of news shortly.
Awesome. I'm going to close it off. There you go, folks. I started out by saying the best place to look for a free cash flow machine of a mine is right next door to one. I think Ricardo has told us a lot about how they're going to go about looking for the next free cash flow machine in the
Mm.
Segovia region. And Alexandre also shared some information about groups that have had great success in Colombia are putting their own money into the deal, and the driller is doing the work so they can get stock in the company. The story tells
Amazing.
itself, my friends, but always, my shows are for information purposes only. It's important for you to do your homework, speak with your financial advisors, go to their website, do that homework, but do it quickly because they're about to start drilling. And I don't think it's going to be very long before they start drilling that they can start updating us on the drilling. And I think they'll have a lot of great updates when they do that. So have a great day, and we will talk to you soon.